Hello, dear Capricorn. I'm Jamie Dawn, your revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your September 2021 horoscope. We begin the month with a beautiful trine to your sun, moon, or rising sign of Mars in Virgo, and it will be opposing Neptune. So it's going to have this push and pull feeling in your ninth and third houses. Mars being in your ninth, Neptune in your third. So you most likely, you'll have this natural flow of passion and enthusiasm about something of a higher learning, a belief system, maybe some abstract ideas. And then this opposition with Neptune, you have in the third house can create a bit of a daydream-like feeling. So it's like you want the practical, okay, I understand this higher philosophical way of doing things. Maybe there's a spiritual or a belief system here that you absolutely have all the details around. You got your head wrapped around it. But then here's Neptune in Pisces in that third house going, yeah, but you have all this stuff. Imagine what you can do with it. And maybe some communication or in the local community here doesn't really line up with what you practically have made sense of. So I think the practical mind versus the imaginal realm or imaginal mind may have a little bit of a push and pull feeling for you. And it can also, if for some reason, let's say you're trying to learn something from a philosophical view and it just doesn't make sense, your mind can't seem to wrap around it, it may escape into the daydream world, or it just may not make sense. And so here's the invitation. If you're stuck on that kind of, I have to understand this in order to put it into practical terms, I don't care what you're saying, I need to know what to do with it, but I can't seem to figure it out, then the invitation is step back, drop into the heart space, give it some space, let it just breathe, let it cook. And then what you'll find is that your experiences will line up, that you will draw to you, because you're going to have quite a bit of 10th house and 11th house activity this month, that these experiences can help to put little pins on the map or ahas for you about what you may have not quite fully understood at the beginning of the month. Now, the other thing is you're going to want to keep it real. And so you may find yourself just going, you know what, the space that I'm creating is just going to keep myself really busy, because sometimes when we're in the middle of chaos, the thing that grounds us the most is routine and just keeping the mind busy. And I think that's what's going to really be active here for you. You stick with your schedule, you stick with, what is true, what do I know about this right now? And that will help keep you or alleviate some of the foggy feeling or some of that feeling of like really ungrounded in the thought process. If you do have to interact with others and you do have duties and responsibilities that you have to fulfill, then you can use this time to be able to, as they say, take your practice seriously, but not yourself. So take the practices, take what you do very seriously, but keep yourself lighthearted, keep your mind agile during this time. We have a Virgo new moon trining Uranus in Taurus, and that is happening on the 6th of September in your ninth house. So it's going to be making this trine to Uranus in Taurus, which also makes another trine to your sun, moon, or rising sign. So you're going to have this grand Earth trine going on at this new moon, ninth house being fully activated. And again, this is your house of aspirations, experiences, spiritual belief systems. It's your idea of what the higher power or God is. It's the energy of experience or knowledge through experience is the way I like to see it. So you're expanding your horizons, you're opening your mind. And what you may find with this new moon is that you get to internalize, and it can come very easily. What is it, what experiences or what do I need in order to be really inspired here that can be brought to earth, that can manifest? And we all have different things that inspire us. What do we believe in? Do I believe the universe has my back? Do I believe that I can manifest whatever it is I choose? And then I get it. It's that I believe it, then I see it kind of mentality versus seeing it and then believing it. Spend time really sitting down and analyzing and getting clear. What new experiences do I want in this next phase of my life? And see if that aligns with what inspires you, what helps to expand your view. Maybe you've been too fixed on a particular belief that needs to be let go. And so you start shaping a new belief system, maybe based on an experience that you have during this time. You know, I will say that some of you will probably be at some sort of spiritual experience that then opens your mind to a new view or new perception, a new way of being when you're interacting with others. It also is a good indication that you may be teaching something new to others, maybe to yourself first, of course, but then to others. So if you're looking at launching a publication, a course, or maybe even traveling abroad, this is a time that you get to experience that, or at least put if you're not having the experience, you at least get to put the intentions there and then maybe start planning. And sometimes I know this as a human being that when we have something to look forward to anticipate, it often creates positivity, and we're at our best when we're feeling positive, when we feel connected to ourselves and to our truths. I will also say that this new moon has a lot of truth that may be revealed, that may come out. And that's a good thing, because better the devil you know than the one you don't. And I shouldn't say devil because it's not bad. Truth is what sets us free. And now you get to have an experience of whatever truth gets revealed. Now, I realize we talk about revelations during a full moon, but it happens at a new moon as well, even though it's a dark moon, that as we sit quietly and we really listen to that intuition, that what gets revealed to us may be something new that we didn't know before. Venus moves into Scorpio on September 10th. This activates your 11th house, which is all about friendships, community, groups, that humanitarian feeling, your social sector. And with Venus in Scorpio here, she's going to ask you and attract to you intense situations with your friendships and your social circle, wanting you to really feel like you're the attractive one when it comes to your social circles, that people come to you maybe for counseling or maybe to just feel emotionally connected. Venus in Scorpio loves to form deep emotional bonds, loves loyalty, can't stand betrayal. It is possible, the shadow side of this, you could feel betrayed by a friend or by a social circle. That's possible. Some of you may even look at how you're interacting, say, on social media, and you find new ways to connect with your audience, and it forms a stronger bond, or you decide, I'm done with Facebook, Instagram, whatever, TikTok, and I don't even want to go there. Many of you may attract situations where you can be a little more mysterious in your friendships and social circles. Maybe there's a new element of financial abundance that comes to you because of your interaction with the unusual, with the mysterious, or the taboo with Venus and Scorpio here. And a lot of this is indicating like your friendships or your social media. The other thing is you may impulsively associate yourself with different individuals, and you don't care what implications that their actions may have. This can affect your reputation. This can affect, how you view yourself or how others view you. And, quite frankly, we're in a time now where unusual is good. Different isn't bad. It's just different. And I've always said that. And I that is one belief system I do hold, is that just because we're different doesn't mean that we're wrong. And it comes back to alignment. Now, I will tell you that Venus here in this 11th house makes you very social, and especially romantically. So if you're single, Capricorn, and you're looking for romance, yes, I'll talk about it, Mercury going into shadow, and then Mercury retrograding at the end of the month. Not a great time to start a romance. However, if you are looking to connect romantically, maybe artistically, go no further than your friends. It's possible that someone who is considered a friend becomes more than a friend. They become a lover, or they become a mate, a partner during this time, because you form these really strong bonds. Go to parties, socialize, interact. If you're in a bonded relationship, you and your partner can go and socialize and find deeper connection with each other because you get a chance to show off this power couple, or you get a chance to maybe you're talking to various friends and you look each other across the room, catch each other's eye, and you're like, yeah, you look great tonight. Can't wait to go home with you, you know? It is possible as well that there could be some jealousy here. That's the shadow side of Venus and Scorpio. So that some of you may experience, maybe your partner or friend becomes jealous of you, and you have to work with that and you have to talk about it. But this also, remember, conflict can lead to transformation and it can lead to deeper bonds. So don't run from the conflict. Stand up in the middle of it. You're going to be just fine. This is going to make a sextile to your rising sign, moon, or sun sign. And so most likely there is going to be an opportunity for you to walk through the dynamics of bonding and relationship. It's going to be super heightened when Mars enters Libra on September 15th, activating your 10th house, which is all about public status, career, authority, leadership. And I would say that most likely when Mars enters Libra, it takes a more passive role, but the drive and the passion will still be there because that's just Mars. But what you may find is that there could be a leader or an authority figure that wants to collaborate with you, that wants to raise you up, and you may take their vision or their idea and you go, I'll take charge of this, no problem. It can also bring up some conflict between you and that person. And if you're working in a position where you're problem solving or you're creating opportunities for win-win situations, this is a really good place for you to have the courage to go into the conflict. Remember, I mentioned the conflict is not a bad thing. So this is an opportunity with Mars here that the conflict could be there. But if you watch your ego, if you go into it with no agenda, you have no idea what the outcome of the conversation or the interaction is going to be. What you may find is that you become this collaborative force, and it naturally makes you a leader because you have the courage to walk through it. Sun trines Pluto and Venus squares Saturn on the 17th. Sun will still be in Virgo, Pluto in your sign. I know, Capricorn, it's almost over. You've been going through major transformations and changes. Pluto's not done with you. It's retrograding in the last degrees right now of Capricorn. But with this trine here, there should be a nice, easy flow of you understanding your true power, your creativity, what it is that makes you shine and do the best that you can do and be the best at what you are. And it's going to be because this Venus squaring off with Saturn is going to challenge the rules and restrictions that you have to play by with your resources and your friendships. That maybe there's a friend that wants your help and you want to help them, but you also know that may not be the best investment. So really understand, where are you investing your resources? It may also give you an opportunity as this energy builds up into the full moon on the 20th, which is in Pisces. It may give you an opportunity to solidify the relationships that are most important to you and put some real practical, tangible results into place. Full moon in Pisces on September 20th activates that third house. This is your house of communication, connection. It's on the local community, your local environment, your siblings. Something will get completed or improved during this time. So you usually see it playing out that maybe there's some renovations happening that finish, or there's some form of communication with contracts or things like that that needed to be finished up that now you get. I would also say, because it's a full moon in Pisces, that it's going to be very emotional, and that the conversations that you have with another or with others, especially in your local community, or maybe in the friendship place, or even social media, because this is all third house stuff, that you may find yourself letting go because it just doesn't line up. Because whatever gets revealed, it may be a time where there's some oversharing, some information that could be confusing because it's just a deluge of information that you go, wait a minute, I need to step back and sort this out. But because it's so emotional, it could trigger you to say things that maybe you don't mean, or maybe you're not quite sure about. I offer this, please take your time, be patient. because Mercury will have been in shadow as of the 6th, the new moon. So here's this full moon. Mercury is moving towards the retrograde on the 27th. This is going to activate more of that 10th house. The sun enters Libra on the 22nd, your 10th house again being active. This is also the autumn equinox. It's the halfway point in the zodiac. So all of this energy is leading up to you to be able to stand in your truth and your power, to take whatever shows up and continue to create win-win situations, continue to speak truth. I really feel as though the second half of September is going to be a lot of make and break energy. So you don't have to go into absolutes. Do be careful of that. But what you can do is you can look at your standards. That's that Mars in the 9th house. You can look at your standards and evaluate them. Mars moves into your 10th house. You get to share them. You get to, you just by being your standards, being your values, being who you are, people will naturally look at you and say, okay, your reputation or who you are is X, Y, and Z. Don't compromise those, but don't collapse the field either by going, has to be this or else. That's the downside of the second half of September for you, is that you could find yourself in situations where you try and make up your mind like that and say, no, I'm not doing that. Or you immediately judge it as good or bad instead of allowing the process to take place. I will tell you, September is a whisper of what October is going to bring. And so anything that pops up in September, take your time. Please don't make final judgments about things. I would also say that, when we're working with the second half energy here for you in particular, it's everything to do with your career, your status, you're wrapping up maybe the past, things from the past, people from the past come back. You're looking at relationships that are in the spotlight. So if you have been in a high profile relationship, or you've had a primary relationship that has been working you, this is the time where you will either feel really settled. Well, either way, you're going to feel settled, I feel, about where the relationship resides at that moment. The other thing with the Mercury retrograde, I sense for you, Capricorn, that it may show up in October more than September, but there's definitely relationships from the past coming back. If you're single, this could be an old lover, an ex, maybe somebody you met through work, or somebody that maybe you were very out there with, I would say they're coming back. You may keep it very quiet to start with, close to your chest, as you work through, what do I want to do with this energy? If you're in a bonded relationship, this could have you really looking at how you interact with your partner and still maintain the work-life balance. And it may be that your partner is revisiting some of those issues that maybe you weren't available or you weren't around as much as they would have liked. And so they don't feel connected. So you need to reconnect. This would be a great month for you to take another vacation if you haven't already, or if you need to spend some extra time with your partner, spend a little extra time, create that space where you can. Also, I say this as a general rule for everybody, not just you, Capricorn, this goes to everybody. Because we're in this retrograde time and it's in Libra, it has everything to do with how we relate. So it could be physical relation, it could be verbal relation, it could be spiritual. So keep this in mind. Not everything is as it appears to be. Ask a lot of questions. Please don't make assumptions. If you start to assume things, because we do that with lack of information. And if anybody likes to connect and understand so that they can control it, it's you, Capricorn. So if you don't understand something and you're not getting all the information that you need or want, give yourself over to asking questions first. And here's the other thing. Try not to process verbally with your partner or the person you're dating. If you're working through something really big, the invitation here is to go within first, journal about it, talk to a therapist, talk to a professional, talk to a best friend. Then once you have settled with where you're at on the emotional scale, then share it with your partner or your lover. All right, Capricorn, I hope this helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Come find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to hearing how this month goes. Have a great September.